start real quickly by saying, as an introvert who hates public speaking, I'm going to thank everybody for joining me in my nightmare. As Courtney said, my name is Jamie Donaldson. I'm the owner or half owner of Donaldson Home Services here in town. Most people, when they think of Donaldson Home Services, think of us as a heating and air conditioning company. As Courtney mentioned, we have expanded into plumbing, bathroom renovations and renovations in general, as well as duct cleaning. We've built so much more than just a heating and air conditioning company. We started the business back in 2013. I left a multinational organization to do this. It wasn't the plan I was going to go on. I had intended to go to work for somebody else. That didn't really align with who I was. I'm going to kind of agree. There is a fire inside of you that wants to do something, and you're better off just following that fire at some point. So in 2013, I started with $13,000, a truck, and a lot of determination. Wasn't a lot. After a recent hiring spree, we are now at just over 50 employees. I have 40 vehicles on the road. And last year, we nudged over 8 figures in revenue. It's very significant growth. During our first 6 months, I think we did $42,000. So it's quite a swing for us. We've grown, we've stumbled, and we've learned along the way, and we've done it all while keeping our focus right here in London. 98% of the work that we do happens within the London city limits. Okay. Over the years, we've won numerous awards with recognition for our growth, relationships with our clients, partnerships with our suppliers, and fittingly at a London Chamber event, Medium Business of the Year Award. Today I want to share a little bit behind that growth. I wasn't sure how to do this, but I'd like to do it by sharing 5 lessons I've learned over the last 13 years, and I'll equate how some of those lessons align with what we do. So if you bear with me. Lesson 1 for me was power of connection. Every major turning point in our growth came from an interaction with an individual, a relationship, not a transaction. When I left the multinational company and started my own, I didn't realize how much I relied on somebody else's network. It wasn't until I got out on my own that it became very clear I didn't have the connections of people I thought I did. The failure rate in trades businesses is extremely high. Disproportionately so to businesses in general. We have guys that are excellent technicians that have no idea how to run businesses. And they fail drastically, often more than half in the first 2 years. So suppliers do not interact with us. When we first go into business, you go to a supplier to try and get credit, to try and get a dealership. They do not interact with you. It was a relationship with one of our salespeople that allowed me to get both those things with one supplier in town. And that gave me the stability to go out and spend my $13,000 on something other than inventory. That allowed me to do a bit of marketing and a bit of branding. Without that relationship, that wouldn't have happened. Soon after I started, I joined a networking group. At the time, it was BNI. It is now known as London Referral Networking. There's a saying, you are an amalgamation of the 5 people you spend the most amount of your time with. I, as a business owner, wanted to spend more time around business owners. And the London Referral Network has given me that. It given me other business owners who were driven to not just grow and support their own businesses, but support mine as well. And it gave me a different insight. It's an extremely important aspect to me from a networking standpoint, to the point I still show up there every Wednesday morning for breakfast. After 6 months, as I said, we were doing about $42,000. It wasn't enough to support us. Another relationship came into account, which was a relationship with somebody that ran a division at Hensel District Co-op. Partnerships with other businesses allow you to grow. Hensel District Co-op allowed me to service their southern district of their oil suppliers. It meant that after the first 6 months, we were able to do about $350,000 in revenue in the next year. The partnership with Hensel District Co-op gave us credibility, it gave us stability, and it gave me a foundation to build my business on. Over the years, relationships have continued to shape our journey. From training I did in New Jersey, my mentorship under Jay Abraham, and my wife Anna joining the business, all start to bring balance to how we operate as an organization. In business, you can buy tools, you can buy trucks, you can buy inventory, but you cannot buy trust. That is earned through relationships. Lesson 2, what got you here won't get you there. Every level of growth demands a different version of you and a different business beneath you. After a few years, I hit a wall. About 3 years in, we were doing about $1.2 million, and I could not figure out how to grow beyond that. I came from an organization of $6.5 million. I knew how to run a company at $6.5 million. I had no idea how to take a company from 1.1 to 6.5. That's about the time when I learned about plateaus in business growth. So many people will understand there are certain plateaus you're going to hit, and businesses tend to stall there. I now understand or learned that what a business does at $200,000, I'm answering the phones and it's friends and family that are supporting my business, isn't what's going to work at $1 million, where you have to have a team underneath you, people that are working for you. You still have all the business plans in your head, though. The procedures and policies are within yourself. Every plateau has its own rules. Most businesses stall on one of these rules because what works, we're comfortable with and we tend to stay. And we don't want to go any further. In the trades, at the level we're at, we are less than 0.5% of all businesses and trades hit the level that we currently have achieved. That's because most business owners hit about $1 million and they stop. They will quite often tell you you cannot grow a trades business beyond $1 million, and for them, they're right. If that's their belief, doing what they do, that's where they're going to stop. Our breakthrough came when we stopped trying to figure out how to grow Jamie as a technician and started to figure out how to support Donaldson as an organization. And we shifted our thought process on it. We stopped thinking about how can I do more, started thinking about what does the company need from me next. Growth isn't about climbing faster. It's about learning to build a new mountain every time the current one levels out. Lesson 3 is experiment relentlessly, but know when to let go. The goal isn't to be right, it's to learn faster. My mentor Jay has a saying, try, fail, try, succeed. And he's right, growth isn't about finding the perfect plan, it's about running enough experiments to figure out what works and what doesn't. Jay says that in marketing, if you test 10 things, typically one of them is going to show a drastic increase in return, often up to 10 times the return rate. We've seen that internally. We've run 2 identical ads, same photos, same information on it, but we changed the headline. One says save the tax, one says don't pay the tax. Effectively the same thing, but one gave us 10 times the interactions. Without that test, though, we would have went forward spending money without knowing what actually works. Same principle applies beyond our marketing. In 2018, we were at about 1.1 million, and 60% of our business was new construction and commercial. Great cash flow, no profit. We made a decision to drop both of those and move forward. And that was a huge move for us because it's 60% of everything we do. To walk away from it was a risk. We set clear lines when we do this, and we set clear lines in everything that we do. We know that if we're going to do X, Y is a break point for us. If we hit Y, we get away from it, we revert back to what we were doing, and we do that in everything. So we try boldly, but we measure ruthlessly. We lead by data and not by emotion, because most good ideas need to fail so the great ones can come forward. Lesson 4 is set long horizons and short targets. The clearer your target, the more likely you are to hit it. Over the past few years, I've been blessed to have an opportunity to talk to some people that, quite frankly, I never thought I'd get close. I'd only ever read about them in books. One of those people, Richard Branson, shared something with me that really focused some of what I was doing. He said that every few months, him and his wife will rent a hotel room. And they go to that hotel room about every 3-4 months. They spend a weekend there. They go there with no phones, no computers. They bring notepads, they bring whiteboard markers, and they ensure that the hotel room they're going to has a wall of windows. And they spend the weekend there brainstorming. They do it for personal and for business development. They want to figure out what they want to achieve in the next 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years. They dream big, and then they reverse engineer the steps to get there. They walk in with ideas, and they walk out with direction. I'm reminded about a simple thing they use to illustrate focus, which is if I give everybody in the room a ball and ask you to throw the balls are going to be absolutely everywhere. If I ask you to throw it at the stage, they're going to be in this general direction. If I ask you to throw it at me, I'm going to get pelted. Okay? That's how vision works in business. The smaller the target, the more likely you are to hit it. At Donaldson, we look 10 years out and break it down into quarterly goals. One of my favorite sayings is you'll always overestimate what you can accomplish in 1 year and seriously underestimate what you can do in 10. Long-term vision gives you direction, but short-term targets keep you moving. And finally, build a team that outgrows you. Your business can only grow to the size of the leader running it, unless you widen the opening. Best way I can describe this, if your business starts, it's the size of a pill bottle. If you're lucky, you get to grow it to something maybe the size of a 2-liter pop bottle. If you're extremely lucky, you maybe get a glass bottle size of a terrarium. The interesting thing about them all is the opening at the top is about the same size all the way through. Right? The bottle's your business. That opening is you as a leader. It doesn't matter how big the business goes, the flow is always going to be restricted by you, unless you can build a team around you that create other openings. In every business, generally speaking, you have implementers and you have visionaries. In my business, I'm the visionary. I hate doing things, but I love dreaming. I love building for the growth. I love planning for the growth. I'm very lucky in that my wife, Anna, is probably one of the best implementers I've ever met. She is exceptional at catching things, following the data, hit the misses, and it's a big part of why we succeed. A company needs both implementers and visionaries. The two very rarely align. In most cases, the same person can't be both. But most businesses need drastically more implementers than they need visionaries. When you build a team of implementers around you, you are opening up the top of the bottle. You are opening up how quickly your business can flow, and empowering them is important. Growth isn't about doing everything yourself. It's about recognizing what you're good at and what you're terrible at. I'm very good at accounting. I can't stand doing it. I have a bookkeeper that loves accounting. It's what she's passionate about. Find people that love what you don't like and let them do it. It will help your business grow. If you want to build and grow beyond your limits, you have to build the people that can grow with you. Finally, I'll say, looking back, I'm very proud of the numbers that the company has achieved, but more importantly, I'm proud of the people that have come with me. What started as one person in a truck has become a team that provides careers, purpose, and pride right here in London. So if I can leave you with one thought today, it's that growth isn't about doing more, it's about becoming more, as leaders, as teams, and as a community. Thank you.